Welcome to Success Nation. I'm your host, Gary Ernest. Today I'm going to talk to you about the 7 mistakes most newly entrepreneurs make. The 7 mistakes most newly entrepreneurs make. Before I even get into those 7 mistakes, I'm going to tell you that I'm an entrepreneur myself, and I've been in business for a long time. However, I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. A lot of those mistakes I've made were not due to anybody else but myself. So in order for you to get in business, in order for you to embark into any endeavors, you must understand what that business, what is required for you to be in that business. So today I'm going to talk to you about those 7 principles, the 7 mistakes that a lot of new entrepreneurs make. Starting with number 1, you try to do everything by yourself. End all, be all, I'm going to be the one doing everything. I understand. It's your idea. You started that business, but you want to say to yourself, you know what? Sometimes you have to learn to delegate. But we don't do that. We embark into a journey because we know what we want. We know the end result in our mind. So therefore, we want to do everything by ourselves without regarding the fact that there are other people out there who are more qualified than we are. There are more people out there who are more qualified than we are. Because if we don't know those people, if we don't think that they could do the same thing, they could do better than us, therefore we will embark in a journey of trying to fix things as we go. So number 1 thing you need to understand is you cannot do everything by yourself. Those are mistakes that most entrepreneurs make. We start in the beginning. You know this is the source. You want to do everything by yourself. Do not try to do everything by yourself. Because once you try to do everything by yourself, you're going to burn out. And you're going to make a lot more mistakes when you try to do everything by yourself. Find an expert who can help you, who can guide you along the way. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to understand. Number 2, most beginning entrepreneurs are not focused. They don't know which way to go. They can't stay focused. Ideas keep flowing into your mind. You just want to just take those ideas and put them in and just create. But you never have time to actually produce anything tangible. You have to move away from create. You have to build, not just creating. Because we're not focused. We can't stay focused. And there's nothing wrong with creating, but there's the only thing that is wrong with it. When you keep creating, we don't give you time to breathe and time to nurture that endeavor, that idea that you have created. It becomes a destructive attitude because you create, but unless you have the proper team, you have the right team on your side that you the creator, they are the doer, then you won't be able to be successful. So you have to understand that. There's nothing wrong with you being able to do a lot of things. Of course, once you're a genius, you're creating things, but you need to have the right people around you to help you nurture that idea. Number 3. Most of the time we create businesses, but we don't have a well-designed business plan, a business plan that will tell you, that could predict where the business will be going in the next, from first year, second year, third year, and so on and so forth. So you have to understand that. If you don't have a business plan, you don't have a clear business plan that would tailor for your industry. Understand that you have to have a business plan, a plan of action, pretty much a plan of action from point A to point Z. This is what's going to happen. Once you have those steps, you have those guidelines, you pretty much definitely you guarantee success. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to make mistakes along the way. That doesn't mean you're going to have some pitfalls that you say to yourself, man, I could have done better. Of course, we all could have done better. However, in order for you to understand, in order for you to succeed in that endeavor of yours, you have to know that you must have a plan. If you don't have a plan of action, you plan to fail. And number 4, this is the thing that most of us do, and a lot of my entrepreneur friends out there, and you might say I'm talking to you. Actually, I'm talking from experience. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking from experience. What I'm saying is hiring the wrong people. Now, you might say to yourself, how am I hiring the wrong person? I thought you said I need to have people on my side, and now you're telling me I'm hiring the wrong people. Okay, let's put it this way. Let's look at it together, right? Okay. You hire a person, whether a family member, whether a best friend. Usually that's how we start as entrepreneurs. We hire people we know. We don't hire anybody from outside for real. We try to hire people we already know. We think that those people will help us. And come to find out, they are the wrong people to hire for your company. It doesn't matter how passionate they feel. It doesn't matter that that's your brother, your sister, or your cousin, your best friend. If that person is the wrong person for the job, you're not going to get the result that you expected. You are not going to get the result that you've expected in the beginning because you hired that person not based on their quality, but based on emotional connection. And those sometimes it's good to have people that you know, but it's good to hire the right person for the job. And if you do not hire the right person for the job, you are not doing yourself a favor. And don't try to just do them a favor and say, I'm hiring you because you're my brother, or you're my sister, or you're my brother-in-law, or you're my best friend. You cannot do that. You cannot hire people just because they are your friends. Hire them based on their quality of their work. And number 5 is usually kind of crazy, and because having too many business partners, having too many investors into your company. It's like, you're a brand new entrepreneurs, and money coming at you, flowing at you from all angles. But you have not stopped for a minute to say to yourself, wait a minute, how am I going to deliver the services to the people that are funding me, the people the money that's coming to me, the money that's coming to the company? How am I going to make sure that these people will be satisfied for investing in me? We say to ourselves, you know what? It's a blessing. It's a beautiful thing to know that you have an idea, you create a company, and then people are willing to invest their money and pouring money into your company, make sure that company grow. But you as the entrepreneur, you as the original creator must understand, step back for a minute, say to yourself, is this something that I should do? Is this person a good investor to come into my company and help me grow? Yes, of course, the person can invest in your company, but is that person someone that's going to help you grow, or the person that's going to just be a moocher just because they invest money? They're just the fat cat, just invest their money and watch the money grow, but do nothing. Of course, you may say to yourself, well, come on, G, I need money for my investments. Therefore, I have a lot of people that they're going to pour a lot of money into my company. Therefore, let me go around and then collect all those investors, all the money. But without a plan of action, without a plan to say to yourself, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to deliver the goods that has been, and trust. Because people invest in you because they trust you. And you should not violate that trust by taking too many investors into your company, and you cannot deliver what you have promised them. You must be able to deliver everything you've promised, because if you do not deliver, you have problems. Number 6, know the business that you are going into. Do your research. Because a lot of entrepreneurs out there, you do not do your enough research. You don't understand the market. You don't understand what it takes to be successful in that business. You don't understand if you would need this license, if you didn't license. Sometimes people say to themselves, well, I don't want to pay taxes. That's something that a lot of entrepreneurs don't like. The moment they know that they have to get licenses, they have to pay taxes, and they're like, oh my God, I didn't think it was going to be that hard. I'm sure you didn't think it was going to be that hard. However, If you do not understand the market that you are getting into, that market going to eat you alive. You're going to make more mistakes by not researching the market, the industry that you are going into. If you do not research that industry, you don't know what is required, what can you do, what you cannot do, what are the do's and don'ts of that industry. You must understand them. If you don't understand them, you are setting yourself up to fail. And lastly, number 7, most entrepreneurs are not patient people. We keep running. We don't have time to wait. We cannot wait for this to happen. We don't want to wait. We feel like, you know what? I want it to happen yesterday. I work on yesterday's time. Slow down. Slow down. Before you make that decision, before you jump in, before you move too quickly, too fast, understand this. Not because you want things to happen overnight means you will be successful at it. Because yes, of course, you feel like you want results yesterday. You wanted results the day before yesterday, and you have not gotten that result. But you don't think that for a minute that the reason you didn't get the result is because things have to fall into place before you can get the result that you're looking for. Because if you don't know the result you are looking for, but you are impatient, you're actually setting your business up to fail. You're setting yourself to fail. And there's nothing wrong with failing a few times, because most successful people have failed in their life. They've embarked in many endeavors that's not what they expected. And it's not what they expected, but if you have done your research, you've hired the right people, you pretty much will get the result that you want. Without that, you're not gonna be successful. So before you embark in that business, before you decide to embark in that endeavor, to say to yourself, I'm ready to start my business, regardless of what type of business that is, you must understand, in order for you to succeed, in order for you to be successful in that industry, you first have to know what that industry entails. So this is what we've covered today. Most entrepreneurs try to do everything by themselves. You will not succeed, if you just do everything by yourself. You're not going to be a successful business person if you're the smartest man in the room or the smartest woman in the room, you are in the wrong place. So you need to surround yourself with people who will not only be a plus in your company, people who will uplift you to succeed. You have to know that if you don't do that, it's not going to be good for you. And you have to know, again, understand the market, understand what it takes to be successful in that industry. It's not going to happen overnight, but understand that if you don't understand that industry is going to eat you alive. Pretty simple. You're going to spend more money than you should because you did not take your time to understand the market, the industry that you are going into. So, and entrepreneurs out there, what I'm saying to you is you have the power. You are a creator. And we create all the time. We create a lot. We're not focused people. Entrepreneurs, like their mind, it's like they see it, they want to create it. There's nothing wrong with you creating anything. However, the only thing that is wrong with creating is not nurturing what you have created. You see, look at your business, look at your baby, look at your creation and business ideas like a baby. That's your child. That's a marriage. Sometimes it is a marriage for the rest of your life and beyond. So what do you need to do? You need to understand how to nurture that endeavor, how to nurture that creation of yours. And they say do not fall in love with your creation, but that is your creation. That's your baby. So you have to take care of that portion of yourself. You have to take care of the business, because the business will in turn take care of you. Because if you do not know how to do it, find an expert that's going to help you. And if you don't have the right people, look for them. Then another thing is, like I said to you, do not hire your friends, do not hire your family. Do not do it because out of emotion, if the person is not qualified to do the work that you want them to do, I'm going to advise you not to. Plain and simple. That doesn't make you a bad person. It only means that, if you are in business, you're hiring your friends, you're hiring your family, your brothers and sisters, your cousins, and everybody else. You want to do good for them. But how can you help them if the business is not growing? If they're not helping you grow, just don't hire them. Don't hire them. And learn not to take too much money from people. Yes, of course, they want to help you. They want to invest in your company. They want to invest in your ideas. However, if you cannot deliver for that money, if you cannot deliver to those investors, they are not going to be happy. And you want to make your customers, you want to make everybody in your company, you want to make anybody who is associated with your company should be happy. Doesn't matter how you do it. Anyone who is associated with your company, they should be happy. Your investors should be happy. Your workers should be happy, and everybody else. Now, if they cannot be happy because they're just not happy people, that's not your fault. Don't worry about what you cannot control. The things I want you to understand is control the things you can control. So let's go back. Here's what we covered today. So what did we cover? Most entrepreneurs try to do things, what? By themselves. No, don't try to do it. No, don't do it. And then I'm not going to give it to you in the chronological order like I gave it to you earlier, but I'm just going to let you know. And what do? Most entrepreneurs are not patient people. They are not patient people. Well, learn to be patient. They are not focused enough. Learn to be focused. And most entrepreneurs hire the wrong people. Nah, stop hiring. Stop doing that. Stop hiring the wrong people, because you don't realize that you're setting them up for failure. You're setting yourself up for failure as well. So don't do that. And most entrepreneurs do not have a business plan. I understand sometimes you want to start. It is the most beautiful thing to do is to start something. But you also have to have a plan of action. If you don't have a plan of action, you're in the wrong place. Understand your industry. Understand the industry you are getting into. What does it take? You might have a graduate degree. You might have an undergrad degree in that profession, but that doesn't train you. They didn't train you to own a business. Most educational institutions train you how to write a resume. So therefore, what you need to understand is whatever industry you want to get into, you need to understand how that industry works. And with all that being said, this is your host, Gary Ernest. I'm here talking to you. But what I want you to do for me today is share the message, like and subscribe. Click on the notification button. And every time we put out a video, every time we put out a message, it'll get to you. It doesn't matter if you're at work, if it doesn't matter where you are. What I want you to do for me right now is this. Share the message. Not only that, leave me a comment. Leave me what you want me to talk to you about next time. And for those of you who have sent me messages and I did not get a chance to respond to you, and I will respond and I will get back to you. Once again, I'm your host, Gary Ernest. Like and subscribe. Share the message. Thank you.